Picture this. You're trapped in the mountains. No food left. No way out. And the only thing standing between you and death is the body of someone you knew. Sounds impossible, right? Like something out of a horror movie? Here's the thing. This actually happened to real American families in 1846. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how normal people got pushed to do the unthinkable. This is the true story of the Donner Party. It starts simple enough. A group of 87 pioneers left Missouri heading to California. Families, farmers, kids, people chasing a better life out west. The trip should have taken about 5 months. Easy. Thousands of people had already done it before them. But this group made one decision that changed everything. And trust me, you're going to want to see where this goes. They got talked into a shortcut that didn't exist. A man named Lansford Hastings had written a book claiming he'd found a faster route to California. He called it the Hastings Cutoff. Sounds great, right? Faster trip, less time on the road? Here's the catch. Hastings had never actually traveled that route. Not once. He wrote about a shortcut he made up. The Donner Party believed him anyway. In July of 1846, they made the turn, away from the safe trail, onto Hastings' fantasy shortcut. That one decision would end up costing them everything. But they had no idea. Not yet. The shortcut led straight into thick mountain forest with no road at all. They had to cut a path through the trees, one at a time, just to move their wagons forward. What was supposed to save them weeks actually cost them a full month. Then came the desert. 80 miles of dry, cracked earth. No water. Animals dropped dead from thirst. Families abandoned wagons just to survive the crossing. By the time they made it through, it was already September. And that's when the real problem kicked in. Because there was one thing standing between them and safety that no shortcut could fix. Time. See, pioneers needed to cross the Sierra Nevada mountains before the snow hit, usually early November. Miss that window, and the mountains basically seal shut. The Donner Party was already weeks behind. They pushed harder. Families were exhausted. Tempers were snapping. And then, in late October, it happened. Snow. Early. Heavy. Non-stop. They were so close. Just a few more miles through the pass, and they'd have been safe. But the mountains had other plans. The snow trapped them near a lake in California, now called Donner Lake. And it kept falling. Some reports say it reached over 20 feet deep that winter. 20 feet? Taller than a 2-story house. The wagons were useless. The animals died or vanished into the snow. And the food was almost gone. Now here's where it gets dark. Really dark. They ate the oxen first, then the horses, then the family dogs. Then they boiled leather from their own shoes just to put something warm in their stomachs. People started dying, slowly, from cold, from hunger, one by one. By December, a group of 15 of the strongest members decided to try something desperate. They strapped on homemade snowshoes and set out to hike through the mountains for help. They called themselves the Forlorn Hope Party. It took them 33 days, and most of them didn't survive the trip. But here's the part of this story that still shocks historians today. The ones who did survive made a choice. To stay alive out there in the snow, they ate the flesh of those who had already died. I know, it's hard to even say out loud. And honestly, if you think that's disturbing, wait, because what happened back at the camp was even worse. If stories like this keep you up at night the way they do for me, hit subscribe now, because Unearthing History digs up true events like this every single week. Okay, back to the mountains. Because while the Forlorn Hope group was out there fighting to survive, the families left behind at the lake were facing the exact same nightmare. As more people died from starvation and the freezing cold, the ones still breathing had an impossible choice in front of them. Die next to the people they loved, or do whatever it took to make it out alive. Most of them chose to survive. And here's the detail that makes this story so hard to shake. This isn't rumor. This isn't legend. It's documented. Diaries, survivor testimonies, later investigations by historians. This is one of the most well-verified cases of survival cannibalism in American history. But the question is, did any of them actually make it out? Rescue didn't arrive until February 1847, 4 months after they first got trapped. 4 separate rescue missions were sent in, each one battling brutal snow just to pull survivors out a few at a time. Out of the original 87 people who started this journey, only 48 made it out alive. Nearly half of them were gone. And here's a detail most people don't know. Women survived at a noticeably higher rate than men. Historians believe it's because women used less physical energy during the journey, which meant their bodies handled starvation slightly better. George Donner, the man this whole group was named after, he didn't make it. He died in those mountains just weeks before help finally arrived. Now here's the twist that really gets me. You'd think a story this horrifying would scare people away from heading west, right? It didn't. Just 2 years later, in 1849, the California Gold Rush kicked off, and thousands more Americans packed up their entire lives and made that exact same dangerous journey, chasing a new future. The Donner Party's story became a warning burned into American memory. Stick to known trails. Never trust an untested shortcut. And never, ever underestimate the mountains. Today, if you drive through California, you'll actually find Donner Lake and Donner Pass, named after this very group. There are markers there, museums. You can stand in the exact spot where all of this happened. This wasn't folklore. This wasn't some campfire legend. This was 87 real people who made one wrong decision about a shortcut and paid for it in a way history has never forgotten. If this story left you speechless, I've got even darker ones waiting for you on this channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Drop a like if this blew your mind, and let me know in the comments. Do you think you could have survived the Donner Party? I actually want to know.